Here's the problem nobody admits. Motivation always dies. Doesn't matter how disciplined you think you are. That fire you felt last night while watching a motivational clip? Gone by morning. The alarm rings, you hit snooze, and all that new me energy evaporates. That's why people quit. They think they lost discipline. They think they're weak, but they just ran out of hype. David Goggins, former Navy SEAL, ultra-marathon runner, absolute machine, doesn't run on hype. He runs on something insane called the cookie jar. And no, it's not Oreos, not sugar, not calories. It's a mental arsenal. The cookie jar is where you store every past victory you've had, every brutal thing you got through, every fight you won when your body screamed no more. And when you're about to break, you reach into the jar, grab one memory, and eat it like fuel. Question is, can a silly mental trick like that actually make you unstoppable? I put it to the test. 7 days, no excuses. Day 1-2, training wheels. I started small. Cold showers, brutal alarms, the type of things everyone swears they'll do, then negotiates their way out of. Day 1, I turned that knob to cold and stepped in. Every nerve in my body revolted. Ice water feels like thousands of knives stabbing your skin. The brain screamed, "Get out now, you're dying." Normally, I would have quit, but I reached into the jar, pulled out a memory. That first 5K I forced myself through years ago. I had no business finishing it. My lungs were fire, legs shaking, but I finished. That memory hit me like fuel. Suddenly, the cold water wasn't death. It was proof. Day 2, the alarm went off at 5 a.m. My bed whispered like a siren. Stay, rest, you deserve it. That's the brain's default. Comfort equals survival. But again, cookie jar. I grabbed the memory of pulling an all-nighter in college and still acing the exam the next day. Evidence I'd already done harder things. And boom, I was on my feet. Here's the first lesson. Your brain can argue with feelings. It cannot argue with proof. Day 3-4, the hard stuff. Time to level up. I attacked workouts that left me gasping. Tried fasting, no food for 24 hours. Forced myself into distraction-free deep work sessions. No phone, no dopamine. This is where most people fail. Hunger gnaws at you, muscles scream, the mind starts bargaining. You've done enough, you deserve a break, take it easy. It feels logical, but it's a scam. Your brain is like a used car salesman, selling comfort at inflated prices. And the cookie jar? That's how you fight back. I pulled memory after memory. The night I stayed up to finish a project no one thought I could. The day I crushed a workout while sick. The morning I ran through rain just to prove I wouldn't quit. Each one was a cookie. Each one proof. And every time I replayed one, I felt an almost physical shift. Not motivation. Motivation is a spark. This was more like jet fuel. Day 5-6, the wall. No experiment is smooth forever. Day 5 hit me like a truck. My body was fried. Workouts hurt. My brain felt foggy from the fasting. Creative sessions dragged. I wanted to stop the whole experiment. Doubt crept in. What if this cookie jar thing is placebo? What if Goggins is just built different and I'm just another wannabe? That night, exhausted, I sat in the dark. Then I reached deep into the jar, found the cookie I'd almost buried, a moment I'd forgotten when I pushed through something I swore was impossible at the time. And that changed everything. My body didn't magically recover. My energy didn't suddenly spike. But my mind stopped negotiating. And that's the real trick. The cookie jar doesn't erase the pain, it erases the excuses. Day 7, The impossible. The final test, 100 burpees in one sitting. No breaks, no compromise. By rep 20, I was breathing like I'd sprinted a mile. By 40, sweat poured. By 60, my chest burned, arms collapsed, lungs begged me to quit. By 80, I genuinely thought I'd puke. This is where people normally quit, but I emptied the jar. Every victory I've ever had, every impossible thing I pushed through, it all came out. The first 5K, the freezing shower, the late night grinds, the heartbreak I endured and still kept going. Each memory was fuel. Rep by rep, the jar carried me. And then, rep 100. Not pretty, not clean, but done. The cookie jar playbook. Now let's break it down, because this isn't just my story, it's a system. Chapter 1. Your brain is a liar. Your mind says you're finished at 40%. Goggins says that's trash. You've got 60% still in the tank. The cookie jar is proof. It's the ultimate rebuttal. When your brain screams quit, you slam it with evidence. I already survived worse. Chapter 2. Motivation is weather. Motivation is just emotional weather. Comes and goes without warning. Sunny one day, storm the next. And you wouldn't build a house on weather. The cookie jar works because it's not emotional. It's factual, identity-based. You don't hype yourself up. You remind yourself who you already are. Chapter 3. Stockpiling wins. Here's the tactic. Every time you overcome something, write it down. Doesn't matter how small. First cold shower? Cookie. Finished the run you didn't want to do? Cookie. Had a tough conversation you were scared of? Cookie. Build the jar like a bank account, because when life hits, you'll need withdrawals. Chapter 4. The biology hack. Here's the science. Your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. When you think about doing something hard, it floods you with cortisol, makes you anxious, makes you tired, biological sabotage. The cookie jar flips the switch. When you replay a past win, your brain releases dopamine, the I did it chemical. Suddenly, your fight or flight rewires into fight and finish.